Hello, lovelies. Happy Nunday. Sunday Nunday. Who's with me today? Come on down. I was going to put some hot milk in my glass and I forgot. What do you know about that? So who is here? Who is ready for an interesting show? I completely scrapped my show when I saw a comment that was posted by Teresa in the Hot Milk group. She had a little comment there and I thought, you know what? This is something I think that's a good discussion and I think everybody will be interested in. Hello, Marguerite and Diane. Happy Nunday. Good to see you all. Hello, Eileen and Jennifer, and Kim is here as well. Good to see you guys. Come on in, let's get some busy work done. Hello, Jillian. Allison. Hello. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Marianne. Who else is here? Who else is here on this beautiful Sunday morning? Hello, Gwen. Lucy. Here they all come. Here they all come. So, Trish is here too. Hello. Hello, Anita. And Pam is in the house. Hello, Pam. And Sandra. Carol. Anne is here. Vicky. Good to see everyone. I love it when you all just, it's like roll call here, right? Romper Room roll call. We're on it. Anyway, so today is Sunday Nunday, and you know what that means. You know, we just kind of ditch all the things, including our bras. Why not? Anyway, I am really thrilled. I'm kind of enjoying this question. I mean, I took a minute to just really mull it over and think about it, and I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to get you kind of stir the pot a little bit and see if you can get things going. Trisha said she made my crock pot steak for Father's Day. How did it turn out? I bet it's yummy. Yum. So, we are actually having hot melt spaghetti tonight. That's what we're having. I have all these zucchini and I want to make sure we use them up. Have some Italian sausage. So, it is on. Everything for that. Speaking of that collagen challenge, if you've got your perfect paleo protein, if you've got your everything in a row, you got your bone broth made, well, I will see you there. The collagen challenge starts tomorrow. It's just 5 days. It's all about piling on and getting that collagen in. And don't forget, we also have our supplement of the week. It's glycozyme. Glycozyme. Guess what glycozyme is? It is a blood sugar supplement. So it's going to help you keep your blood sugar levels steady as well as digestive enzymes. I love this thing. It is a 1-2 punch. For those of you who are insulin resistant, my goodness, if you don't have this, this is going to help you out. Check it out. We have buy 3, get 1 free. All you have to do is to put 3 in your cart. The 4th one will be on us and free. And don't forget, ships free is part of it. If you put ships free in the promo window, you will get it shipped to your house for free. You can load up other supplements in there if you want, as long as you live here in the United States. If you get $200 worth, I'll send you a Mindful mug. Free. And a little note. And a little note. And we, of course, we have our, here they are, guys. What? Our body clutter supplements. These are the core 4, because honestly, most of us are deficient. This is why this is something that we have come up with. We got a screaming good price on it because we ordered a heck of a lot. And then we had to even order more and more and more. So this is awesome. I love this. Friday's Q&A, send your questions into our email. That's support@savingdinner.com. Boy, I'm just like tired today, I guess. Support@savingdinner.com, and we will answer it right here on Friday. That's how we roll. Do it. If you have a supplement question, if you have a nutrition question, if you have a cooking question, food question, whatever, just send it on in. The other thing that you need to know is that we are filling these seats up for our first ever online conference. Marla and I have teamed up together, and we are going to show you how to get your house in order, stem to stern. Yes, your physical house, and yes, your spiritual house. Really, this bodysuit of ours, you know, how to get all of that in order. It all works together, and it's all interconnected. It's just, one cannot exist without the other. And it's interesting as I see, well, 25 years plus of being a nutritionist, I've seen everything. And what I have noticed is that she who gets her house in order, she who gets her body in order. It's interesting. There's a connection. And we're going to share that talk about that, and really get you into a place of being able to do the work you need to do. It's going to be condensed, it's going to be juicy and heavy and fun and delicious and wonderful. And we are busting at the seams. I believe we have too much material, honestly. I don't know how we're going to get through it all, but you're going to be the benefactor. And just take a look at the virtual swag bag. That is worth more than the cost of the conference. Plus, you get our audio book of Body Clutter. And it's not available anywhere. We're going to give it to you, though. Give it to you when you get your ticket. The swag bag will be sent out. You'll be I don't know. Jenny knows when that will go out. But when you get your confirmations and everything out, those swag bags will be going out probably on Saturday morning. I'm not sure. But don't worry about it, because I've had a couple of people asking me, when do we get the swag bag? Aren't you excited about it? I don't blame you. It's going to be great. Over $75 worth of goodies in that swag bag. So check it out. Like I said, virtual, so you get to download everything and you get to keep it forever and ever and ever. Amen. Yes, I'm glad you're excited, Eileen. It's really going to be fun. So I hope to heavens that you're planning on this. It is next Saturday. Find out about it and get yourself registered now. We do have limited seats, but you know what? First come, first serve. That's how this whole thing works. So go to savinggdinner.com/house. The whole page will pop up. You'll see everything that you're going to get, all of the information. And yes, you will be sent links, and the getting in on the conference is a simple thing. For those of you who've done webinars with me, you know, it's easy. So check it out. All right, we have a new quote of the week. We started this one yesterday. I sure hope you like it. But I think it's so appropriate, especially for right now. The most creative act you will ever undertake is the act of creating yourself. Don't you just love a good Deepak Chopra quote? That's wisdom right there. Creating yourself. And how do we do that? How do you create yourself? Well, it starts with a thought, doesn't it? Every good thing that you've ever done in your life, right, has started with a thought. I know, let's do this. How do you go on vacation? I know, let's go on vacation. And so you create a budget, you create a plan, you create a timeline, you create all these things so that you can make this event happen. It's the same thing for our lives. It's the same thing for our lives. We put that kind of planning into our life, we're going to get it, just like we're going to get that vacation. Think about that. Plop that into your thinking. So I alluded to this. I'm going to talk about it today because I think this is just this is a good question that Teresa asked in our sprint group. And she said, I posted this question to someone this morning elsewhere, but for those who are in the sprint that are believers, I was wondering if you ever had thoughts like this. And here's her question. Are we mad at God for the body we have, or are we really mad at ourselves for not seeking his approval on our improvements to his design? So, while I look at this and think, well, you know, what do you mean by improvements? I mean, do you talking about like, you know, going and getting a boob job or getting your nose done or something like that? Or are you talking about taking care of your body by trying to reduce it? I don't know. So I'm just gonna kind of start with some general things, and I'd love your feedback and participate in this if you want. So here's what I'm looking at right now. First of all, what does God say about our bodies? The Bible's full of it because He's the one who created us in the first place. He created us in His image. That's what it says in Genesis. Created in His image. So what does that tell you? That means that we are, in the Psalms say this, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Fearfully and wonderfully made, created by God with a purpose to be here for a reason. Now, what happens then? Where is the breakdown on this? And I'm just gonna mention this because I think this is really super important. I think if we get mad at God for the body that we have, wherever we are, then maybe there's something that has happened to that body that wasn't part of the original creation. And I'm going to go with, I think what she's talking about here is the weight, you know. And we got to talk about it. And this might hurt. You know, I know for me, there was a couple of little boings in my heart. But at the same time, I think this is really crucial stuff to talk about because, you know, your body is also a temple. And the Bible tells us that as well. Your body is a temple. Well, if your body is a temple and it's meant to house the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, then what on earth are we doing to our temples by desecrating them with food that hasn't been made by the Creator, but instead made in a factory? On purpose to manipulate your taste buds, to manipulate you so that you eat more of it, and to ruin and take down your health, all on making a buck off your girth. Have you ever thought about that? The diet industry, same idea. We've talked about that as well. We call it the carousel of crazy. It's a way of making money. That's right. It is a way of making money. And if you notice, the Sprint is free. Now, if you want to go into a bigger, deeper program, yeah, it costs money because it costs time, energy, and resources to make that happen for you. But the thing that we have to look at here is if we're mad at God for the body we have, who did it? You know, let me just remind you, I don't have a fork with me, but we have the power of this. God is not holding a gun to our hand and saying, please eat this crap. Why would we be mad at Him for that when we have done it ourselves? It is self-destruction. It's not God. God doesn't design us this way. We're the ones that have taken it and gone with it. We're the ones. And on the other hand, seeking His approval for improvements, we are seeking His approval to be holy in His sight, right? We seek that. Do we want to be holy in His sight? Of course we do. We want everything that we do to be honoring to Him. Everything. And that includes what's at the end of our fork. Have you noticed, and this is one of my pet peeves, you go to any church, banquet, or you go to a church, potluck, you want to kill yourself? There's all this stuff on those buffet tables that are going to kill you. And everybody's like, ooh, here it is. And it's like sugar for days, crap for days. And we have no consideration about what is going inside of our bodies. There's a complete disconnect. What happened? What happened? Why is it that we think that it's God? That's God in it's not God, it's us. We're the ones holding the fork. We're the ones going to the grocery store. We're the ones with the money in our hand buying the food, driving through the drive-thrus, doing all the stuff that has taken us down. Marianne has a really good thing. Marianne says, God didn't make me fat, I did. So I'm just trying to get back to the body He blessed me with. And that's the message, right? That's the core. We're trying to get it back because here's the thing. He hasn't designed us so that we can't fit into a seat in an airplane. He hasn't designed us that way. We are the ones that did it with a fork. We did it. with a fork or a spoon. That's all I have right now is a spoon for my tea. We have to make that connection. We have to make that connection and understand who did this. It's not his design. He hasn't designed anybody that way. He's designed us all the same. Have you noticed that babies pretty much are born all the same? All pretty much the same size unless they come a little bit early. They're all about the same size, and then they grow up and they grow into bodies, and we know, just take a look at any height weight chart, we know what's about average. The question is in response to a statistic I heard on Friday. 91% of the women don't like their bodies. That's what started me thinking about it. 91% of women don't like their bodies because they get hypercritical with their bodies. I get that. But you know what? 91% of the women who are saying that they don't like their bodies, a lot of them well, first of all, they've been in the diet mentality, the diet culture, and they've been a part of all of that scene. And then the second part of it is some have taken their fork and used it as a weapon of mass destruction. And when I say mass, I'm talking about what we're sitting on. And if we are in that place, we get wrapped up into this whole humongous crazy town thing with this whole diet culture. It's not that we don't love our bodies, it's that we have been influenced by the culture. We've also been influenced by the food culture, the fast, the easy, the convenient, the crap, the fake food, walking around, and even the diet food and the diet industry and the pills and the craziness that all ensues. We use things that work here. We use things that are backed by science. We don't use a bunch of chemicals and fake crap that's just going to take you down that same path, only to get you right back into it again. We understand. I get what that is. Honey, Teresa, listen, that diet, it's not the diet that needs to change. Well, there is a diet that needs to change. The food always needs to change. But honestly, this is the other thing, and this is what I was going to talk about today. There's a heart-mind connection that needs to be made. The heart, mind, and spirit connection that needs to be made. And we're going to be talking about that in huge detail when it comes next week, when we're doing our conference. Because without that connection, it's just one more diet plan. It's more carousel of crazy. Up and down and up and down. Being on diet since you're 12 years old. 50 years of dieting. 50 years of dieting. What does that tell you? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And more than anything else, it is about just understanding. Let's go, if we're going to go to the heart of the matter and we're going to go to the spirit of the matter, what did God create? He created food for us, real food. It grows in the ground. He created the animals that we eat. All of these things, if you look at our Sprint food, what is it? It's all food created by the Creator. It's real food. It's also cooling inflammation. It's getting rid of the sugar. It's dumping all of the harmful, dirty foods out there that have caused so many problems, so much inflammation, so much pain, in more ways than one. Mental pain, anguish even, despair. And I want to see this stop. I want to see it put an end to it. This is why we have this. We have this so that we can create a way out. No more diet culture, right? No more carousel of crazy. The design is simple. It's honoring God with your heart, mind, soul, and body. Body. We can't do that if we're racked in pain. We can't do that if we can't fit. We can't do that if we're just out of breath and out of energy and out of our health. We can't do that. We have to escape that. That's the world capturing you. Who's created this crap? Do you think that these food scientists go in and have prayer before they create these excitotoxins and toxic foods that are designed to capture you as an addict? Do you think? Or are they looking at the bottom line of the dollar? How can we get them in? No one can eat just one. When did that start? How many years ago did that start? There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of food secrets out there that are made by these manufacturers, and they're made to get you in, to hook you, and to cause problems. How many times have I shared with you my little L-glutamine trick? An amino acid made by God, something that we can use to cut off that addictive place in our heads. That we are as addicted to food as a heroin addiction addict is addicted to heroin. And that is the absolute truth. That's the connection. That's the spiritual connection that we need to make. Mad at God? Absolutely not. Mad at ourselves? 100%. The design was pure and simple. We're the ones who messed it up. This is where I want you to take radical responsibility for yourself. Every time something goes into your mouth, it is your opportunity to either honor God with the food you're eating or dishonor your body, and then therefore you draw your own conclusions. But this is what we have to look at this. And that's why I'm saying to every single church in America, wake up. Stop offering donuts and coffee after your service. Stop offering all of this stuff that is designed to ruin people's health or continue to ruin their health. Stop it. If we want to have a time to really love each other and break bread together, then start making it something that's quality. Start making it with the food that God designed. We know what that looks like, you guys. Debbie just said it. I am tired of abusing my body with food to fill a void. That void can be filled. We are promised over and over again that He will fill us up to overflowing. And those of us who've been hooked on food and hooked on all of this, the garbage that's out there, and still, I got a long time ago, I got off of sugar. A long time ago, I stopped with all the junk food and what have you. But I can still go to the place of abusing myself with food. I can still go there. It's easy, It's just called eating and going and going. It's a feedback. It's an apparatus to numb the pain. Just like a heroin addict goes for the drugs, just like any addict goes for a drug. We try to numb the pain, but here is the thing, and here is the absolute truth. We have to fill that pain, and we have to seek to fill that pain another way. This is where it's Sunday. Are you worshiping? Are you getting your soul filled with a beautiful sermon with the words from God? Have you read? We can't divorce ourselves from our bodies, but we can divorce ourselves from all the things in there that are harming us. I want you to think about this, that every time you take a forkful or a biteful, something that doesn't even require, a fork, but it comes out of a bag and you're eating out of a bag because you've just driven through someplace. Every time you take in a bite, you're putting a knife on your body. You're cutting yourself. A long time ago, I found out about this whole phenomenon of young women who cut themselves. I don't know if young men do it, but they cut themselves. And I just couldn't understand that. But I understand what self-harm is. Self-harm is this pain that we have, and trying to make the pain go away with another type of pain. Food addicts do that too. And those of us who've been in this place understand what it feels like. For a minute, everything's better. And then, back on the carousel of crazy you go. Regret and shame and guilt and remorse. More pain. More pain. And let me just say this. If we get to the place of understanding that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that we're made in His image, and that we have access to all of Him, and He can fill that void, then that's the place that we need to go. And we need to understand this, that, to me, there's some simple things that we can do. And one is that we can be honoring of the Sabbath rest. What is Sabbath rest? Well, the Bible talks about honoring the Sabbath as one of the commandments, right? So that, that has gone the way of the world. A lot of, we still have everything open on the Sabbath day, and there's even discussions about what the Sabbath day is. And I'm just not even going to go there. Not at all. But I will say, Sabbath rest. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you taking time to rest and nurture your soul? Are you doing that? That's something that you can do. That's something we can all do. Sleep, rest, nurturing our souls, taking the time to do that. And the other thing is, are we eating the food that was created by God himself? Take a look at that. Are you eating stuff that has, a list of ingredients in there that you just can't pronounce? Where do you think that was created? It didn't grow out of the ground, I promise you. It did not grow out of the ground. That was created in a lab. If it was created in a lab, run for your life. And then we also need to be taking a look at how much are we eating? Are we eating to fill our tummies and eat according to what we need? Or are we trying to fill something else up? Is there a pain? Is there a void? Well, God tells us that there is a spiritual connection to him and that we can call on him for anything. Even that. Help me, God. Stop me. Take the fork out of my hand. I need to eat till I'm satisfied. Not full, satisfied. And that is honoring to your body, because that is honoring to your hunger hormones. We get to do that. And then we also have to take a look at moving our bodies. We move them out of gratitude. Some people don't have that choice. Some people are sitting in a wheelchair right now, and they don't get up and walk the stairs or join a class or go to the gym or take a walk with their dog. They're in wheelchairs. Or worse, they're quadriplegic. There's people who don't have that ability. And yet, what are we doing? Sitting and rotting in our chairs. Get up. Move out of gratitude for him who made you. He made you wonderfully. He made you fearfully. You have arms, legs, everything moves. Move it out of gratitude. And then respect your body. Respect yourself. Respect it out of the Lord who made you. This is how we get to do it. We can't default and say, oh, well, that's just me. I'm just, I'm made this way or that. No, we're all made, we're all made in a way that's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Some of us have more on us than others. We have the ability to take it off. Just the way we put it on. We reverse course. We stop with the craziness. And when we find that we have our places, Sarah, that's brilliant. And as a matter of fact, I think it was either Sarah or somebody else. One of my coaching clients, she said she's in a wheelchair, but that doesn't stop her from not exercising. Hello? Sarah's in a wheelchair and she's exercising. And here's the thing. We have the ability to do whatever we're capable of doing because of him who made us. We might have limitations. He does not. And he's going to give you the creativity, the imagination, and the ability to be able to move at some point, at some way, with whatever limitations that we have. I think about this, and I think about all of the things that in my life that I've done, all of the abuse that I have put on my body. That is not gratitude toward God. That is like thumbing my nose at him and saying, oh, whatever. Have you ever just taken for granted what you've got? I think we all do. And I think this is the place that we need to come to this understanding of who's created us and what our responsibility and radical ownership of our own bodies is. It is to say thank you in every way possible. It is to say thank you by eating the food he created, by moving the body that we have, by hydrating it correctly, by getting the rest that we need and the sleep that we need. It is to say thank you. It is to respect it and understand and to understand that it is a temple with where within the Holy Spirit dwells. If this is the case, we do not want to desecrate the temple. We want to honor it. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. Nobody's got your fingerprints. Nobody looks exactly 100% like you. You might have a doppelganger or two out there, but nobody looks exactly like you. Everything about you is so beautiful and incredible and honoring to God if you choose to do so. We have that ability. We have that ability to lay our lives down for Him. But let's remember that we're in these fleshly bodysuits and that they too are to be honoring to Him. Are we mad at God? I don't think we should be mad. I think we should be mad at ourselves for a minute to say, enough is enough. I'm putting down my fork. I'm taking responsibility for myself, radical ownership for myself, and I'm going to start today. I want you to start today. I know it's not a Monday. I know that, maybe you don't have everything in the house, but I do know this. You've got access to water. You have the ability to move. Even if just walking around your house, you have the ability to do something. Set yourself up to succeed. Become a member of the Sprint. It's easy and it's free. I'm not trying to make money off of you. I'm trying to get you to the place where you can have the health that you deserve and you can have a plan and a way to get there. And I promise you, thousands of women have been through this and they've gotten the results. It's not just a matter of cute genes. It's also a matter of your body being honoring to God. You can't do that if you're stuffing your face full of junk food. You can't do that if you're just numbing yourself out and not taking radical ownership of who you are. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. We start now. Teresa says Sunday is the first day of the week. We start now. Amen, Teresa. Thank you for your question too, by the way. And for anybody who's out there, for anybody who's saying, what are you talking about? What is the Sprint? You can go to savingdinner.com. It is right there. Get signed up for it. This is how we clear the decks and get started over. Inflammatory food causes us great pain. It causes us emotional despair. All of it is awful and horrible. This is how we get rid of it. And we start back at square one so we can be honoring with who we are. Let's seek His approval for what's at the end of our fork. Let's have gratitude for the food that He's made. And let's be women who are on a mission to take back our lives and to take back our bodies so that they are honoring to Him. Okay? Onward, ladies. We have work to do. We have work to do. And I hope that you are thinking about joining Marla and I. Just check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/house. We're going to be talking a lot about this. Teresa, bless you. I would give you a big hug if you were here. And I appreciate you asking that question. We all get stuck. We get stuck in this place and it's hard, It can be hard. But I'm going to tell you, what's harder is ignoring it. What's harder is waiting until you've got a doctor telling you some really bad news. Today is a new day. Today is Sunday. Let's go out and praise God together with one gigantic voice, and let's do it too, praising God with what is on the end of our forks. Because I'm telling you what, junk will never ever fill that void ever, but He will. Every time, it's a promise. Peace be with you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.